Well, this is an interesting scriptural passage that comes from Luke's Gospel, the 10th chapter, the story that we're all familiar with that gets on the nerves of a lot of folks, I know. But let's delve into this scriptural passage that includes Martha and Mary and, of course, Jesus. Now, Martha, Mary, and their brother Lazarus were really good friends with Christ. And I imagine, every once in a while they'd drop by to see how the weekend was going. And this time, Jesus is at their home, and Jesus is talking. It must have been a group of people, some of the followers of Christ. And he must have had a really good meal because Martha is in the kitchen cleaning up after everyone had gathered there. And imagine she's just smoking mad. Mary's not helping her, and the men certainly aren't helping, and she's in there just bustling and sweating and all of these dishes and things, and she's getting angrier by the moment, and finally it just ends. She's just fed up with this stuff, and she goes and she just upbraids Jesus. How come you're not telling my sister to come and help me? And Christ turns to her with, I imagine, a smile and a little nod of love and friendship for his dear friend Martha. And says, oh, Martha, 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 my dear sweet child. Mary's chosen the better thing to do. I'm not going to take that away from her. And then, the scene ends, but let's take it a little step further and Deacon Art's imagination. Because we know that not everybody then jumped up and right after the meal went and helped her, because men didn't do that. But I am hoping Martha came to realize that when it comes to the things that we do, between the tasks and the listening, it's all in the timing. See, there's times that we are to listen to Christ and then do the task. How many times have we recognized that there's a lot of work to be done, a lot of things that have to be accomplished, but didn't put Christ first and pray and try to listen about how we're to accomplish the task? See, it's all about timing. The time that we spend praying about the task and the time we do doing the task. And I know it's difficult. I know there are times when we just have to get things done. But always recognize that the most important thing is to bring God into the task, to bring Christ into the things we are doing. And you see, that will never be taken away from Martha. It'll never be taken away from you. You might even find that the task that you were so worried about is done easier because you prayed about it. I've got to share this one story. I had a job, and it was a job working with the archdiocese, and eventually the office was closed, and I was bothered. And what kept coming to me was this scriptural passage. And Christ looked at his beautiful little girl, and Christ said to Mary, this will not be taken away from you. I knew that what I was doing through that office was important work. And those words got me through it. It won't be taken away from you. You see, it wasn't the office, it was the work. In this instance, the work that I was doing, because it was dedicated to what Christ wanted me to do, wasn't taken away. And I still, to this day, work in very difficult communities where people are hurting and there's violence. And it wasn't taken away from me. I can still do that work, and Stop the violence as much as I and the Lord can, because every morning, Lord have mercy. That's when I say, Lord, what are we going to do today? On that day, it's pray and stop the violence.